Hello everyone, I'm Greycloak, thank you for joining me, and welcome for the first time to Krastorio 2. For those of you who don't know, this is a Factorio mod that is pretty extensive. It overhauls basically every building, lots of, or some new resources at least, new biter mechanics, new fighting mechanics, new recipes, new science stuff, lots of new stuff, and hopefully that'll be a pleasant new experience. It was recently featured by the Factorio devs themselves in their Friday facts, so I just saw that and wanted to try it. So yeah, let's get into it. The mods we're using will be Bottleneck to show us if a building is starving for input or is blocked on its output. Even distribution to distribute resources between buildings instead of just putting everything you have in your hand into one building at a time. Factorio standard library is just the library for one of the other mods. I'm not entirely sure which ones. I guess we can find out soon. Fully automated rail layer or file is just a way to put down rails fast from the train. So yeah, it just allows you to make a train network a lot easier. Krastorio 2, the mod itself. Yeah, no, I don't know what to say there yet. It's a lot of stuff. An overhaul mod. Loader Redux is just loaders for all the belts. Long range radar is just a more power hungry but longer range radar. Optera's library is something used for, I believe, the Pega mods. No, that's the standard lib actually, so this one up here. What's the Optera library used for? Was that loader maybe? Yeah, used for loader Redux. Okay. RPG system is just levels for your character you can use to run faster, have longer reach, have more health, stuff like that, and you get XP from doing basically anything. So researching stuff, cutting down trees and so on. Squeak through just makes your character's collision box a bit smaller so you can fit between buildings and through pipes and so on. That just makes everything a lot easier to manage at least. Warehousing mod adds these 6x6 entities that store stuff, so large chests. And what is it really used for? Because we have a mod with a lot of new recipes, and this tells us which recipes different resources are used for. So yeah, that's at least what we'll start with. We might add a airplane mod at some point if we need it. I'm not sure if it is needed. Maybe there's an airplane in Krastorio, but I guess we'll find out. So yeah, that's mods. Let's just go in and make a new map then, I guess. Replay map. And we want a rail world, I guess, with even less frequent resources, but just with a lot more richness to them and size. So one fixed frequency, then we should have twice the size, I guess. And then 3 times the richness. That should give us the same amount of resources overall. At least if my math is not entirely wrong. So 1/6 of 200% multiplied by 300%, that should give 100%. So yeah, we have mineral water and rare metals, sorry, and imersite that we do not know what we are using for, but we'll just go with it, I guess. Terrain. I guess we're going to want some water. That's also something we can add later, a water well mod or something, if we really need water in specific places, but let's have some water at least. I'm not actually sure if we want the scale to be lower large, lower high, because it seems like the space between them will also be smaller, but Yeah, I do not know. Let's try with this. Or let's just try it with a standard 100%. Trees, we do want some of, but well, hopefully we don't need to go out and cut wood to do stuff with the mod. But we do need some for power poles and so on, at least if they're used like that. Cliffs I don't want. Moisture, let's get some more grass, I guess. And again, the scale, I don't know what that actually affects. And terrain type, red desert versus sand, I don't care. Enemies, I guess they're fine. I guess we want to try everything about this mod, and some of it is about new fighters, so I guess we have to have them in. I'm not used to playing with fighters. I think they're just an annoying distraction, but well, sometimes you got to try it, I guess. Let's start with a large starting area, just so we can get going without being interrupted too much. Enemy expansion is apparently off by default. I guess we'll leave it at that then. Maybe that's the rail world, I'm not sure. Evolution, I guess is fine. And advanced, I think is all just fine. Normal recipes, normal technology. Research queue, do we want a research queue from the beginning? No, let's not. Let's create it. And to be honest, I do want to make sure that we have an okay starting position. This seems okay, so let's go with it. Well, new color for crude oil apparently, but we'll get to that. So let's have a look. We have some stuff on the ground. Damaged ship assembler. If this building is deconstructed, we'll give back some raw material, but can't be rebuilt. Sorry. So it is an actual assembler that is unpowered. Do we need to make power first then? Oh, we have some resources as well. In chest capsules. Let's just take those, I guess. Wood. Oh well. It might be useful. We got a shelter. This shelter can be used to change the spawn point of your team or just yours. So my spawn point, okay. Also you can store your video game magazines inside for when you want to take a break, okay. It has 200 slots for storing items and gives 120 kilowatts of passive power, okay. Can I tear this down when I've built it? I guess we'll find out. Yeah, there's power poles. Okay, what else is on the ground here? Small shipwreck, that gives some expected resources. We can just mine that apparently. Power cable, iron plate, okay. Damaged ship reactor. Power output, so it actually gives power. So can this just produce stuff for me? It can, nice. Let's not use all our iron to begin with though. We don't know what we'll need it for. But yeah, that seems to be most of it. There's a new building over here as well. Damaged ship research computer. So I guess this is a research lab that takes basic tech cards used by labs for research. Okay. So one thing I think I did read about this is that there's a Wikipedia for it in game, which I think is a pretty nice addition to any mod, at least large mods like this. So, well, let's just have a look through it. Describes the shelter. I think we already knew this. Okay, so there's some stuff about surfaces. One shelter per surface, so if we had something like, there's a mod called Factorissimo where you can make a factory building that you can go inside and have lots of room. So you would probably be able to place one in there. Okay, so it just tells us that it gives us power and storage. New gunplay. The combat part of the game has been completely redone. Well, I somehow doubt that, but it has probably been changed quite a lot. Bullets are physical objects that have their own speed and slow down during flights. So different sorts of ammo apparently. Yellow and red we're used to. Green is normal uranium bullets, yeah. Purple bullets contain immersite. Increased initial speed and cause additional energy damage. Okay. Okie dokie. New metals. In Krastorio, there is no heap of colored resource sources that clutter up your map. Instead, Krastorio follows a philosophy of unification. Many resources were combined into one common. For example, rare metals. This was done so as not to create a huge amount of resources that are used in one or two recipes. That makes sense. Some of the stuff in Bob's seems to only be used for a couple of fabrication assembly machines, high-level assembly machines, or chemical labs and so on. As others do. Okay, instead you have one resource that means a collection of many. This makes this resource more useful and the gameplay smoother. It also solves the problem of routine and balancing. What is the problem of routine and balancing? Well, I guess balancing is between resources, but I'm not sure about routine. Rare metals are a new mineable resource used in many mid-game and end-game recipes. These are a bunch of metals rarer than iron and copper combined in a single resource to keep the gameplay lighter, by having fewer intermediate products used only in one recipe. So for those who have played Krastorio Legacy, so that's Krastorio 1, minerite was removed and replaced by immersite in most of the endgame recipes. Okay. Creep. So biter nests generate creep that can be harvested to reduce biomass, used in military research, and used to make some items like fertilizer and stuff. Okay. Fuels, new different sorts of fuels apparently. Air purifiers are buildings that purify the atmosphere near them in their chunk by consuming filters. Yeah, chunks. The air purifier will purify only the chunk where it is placed, and will keep doing it even after the chunk has been completely cleaned. Okay. So it actually removes pollution from the air, so that will probably help us a bit against biters. But yeah, once the purifier has consumed a filter, there's a 90% probability that you will get back a dirty filter that can be cleaned to use again. Okay, so we will have to keep our production of filters, and we'll probably have to clean these up. Inserter hotkeys. You can press Shift L while the mouse is over an inserter to change the transport belt lane where the inserter drops item. Okay, so we have close-ended inserters, or whatever you want to call them. That's something I'm used to from Bob's and probably other mods as well. Krastorio 2 enables burner leech for all burner inserters. This means that when a burner inserter needs fuel, it can grab it from both the place where it picks items up and the place where it drops item off. Okay. So normally it'll only pick up stuff from its input. Roboports. In Krastorio 2 you can press Shift M while the mouse is over a roboport to change the work mode. The available modes are normal mode, logistic mode, and construction mode. Okay, so you can disable parts of roboports. That might be useful actually. Robots in logistic or construction mode will offer coverage only to respectively logistic or construction robots and will have a coverage area 25% larger than normal. Okie dokie. Normal mode offers coverage to both. Yeah, okay. That seems useful. Fusion reactor. The fusion reactor is the successor of the nuclear reactor. Okay, so it creates power for us using water and some sort of fuel, I guess. Consumes deuterium, tritium, fuel. Okay. And it's radiation free, so I guess normal nuclear reactors now produce radiation or something. I guess we'll come to that. Or we can just take it now. Krastorio 2 adds radiation damage. When players get near a uranium ore deposit, they can suffer radiation damage. This also happens if their inventory contains items made from uranium. To reduce this effect, it is sufficient to wear armor. Better armor gives better radiation damage reduction. Uranium-based ammunition does not emit radiation but can inflict radiation damage to targets. Okay. So yeah, some stuff will give us radiation damage. Good to know. Matter of matter. You can turn almost any raw resource into elementary matter and create from it something more useful for you at the moment. Okay. But it will require a huge amount of energy. And we might need a charged matter stabilizer for more advanced recipes. It is important that the stabilizers are reusable, but with a probability of 1%. The stabilizer will break after completing the recipe. Okay. Intergalactic Transceiver. Launching a rocket results only in the production of research data for the optimization technology cards. To win the game, you need to build the new Intergalactic Transceiver building and activate it. Okay. The Intergalactic Transceiver needs 30 terajoules of electric energy, and it has a maximum charging rate of 60 gigawatts. Once fully charged, it will automatically activate itself, granting victory to its team. Okay. It will then stop absorbing electricity and instead start supplying power at a rate of 10 gigawatts until fully discharged. Much like a one-time accumulator. After the transceiver starts charging, it needs a steady flow of electricity to keep the singularity within itself under control. If it stops receiving electricity for more than 2 seconds, it will start losing 20% of the stored energy every 2 seconds, until it gets down to 2 gigajoules. Okay. Eventually shutting down, watch out. Once mined, the intergalactic transceiver will lose all solving. Okay. So this seems to be our goal for this series, to produce one of these and get it charged. I'm not actually sure exactly how much 30 terajoules is. But I guess it's 30,000 gigajoules. But I don't remember how much a normal accumulator can store. Oh well. Radiation we already read. Crusher is a machine that smashes raw materials to transform them into dust. The main products that will be produced inside are sand, used to make glass, and immersite powder that have various purposes. Also, the crusher can destroy any item, I guess. For any items that the crusher don't have a specific output product, will destroy completely that item. Well, good English there, but I guess I would not want to speak. Commands. Oh well. Or troubleshooting apparently, or getting out of trouble. So there's some achievements as well. Guess we'll take them as they come, and in fact, let's not look into that too much, because we've already wasted a lot of time here. So yeah, we have a goal, and I guess we should just get going then, right? So do we still need to mine iron and make it into plate? Still burning miner drill, and so on. Let's have a look at the science. Wood and copper cable. Let's have a look at the research then. Can we find stuff that takes basic tech cards? No, we cannot. Does everything keep taking these basic tech cards? Yeah, it seems so. Well, not everything, okay. But quite a ways down the tech tree, I guess. Even the tank takes one. Okay, do we have a good way to produce wood then? Wind turbine. Just to generate power, I guess. Lab. I guess that's just one of these, right? So can we not produce wood? Automation core. I would hope that we could produce wood. Greenhouse. Grows wood for harvesting, requiring only water and energy. Okay. Pretty much, well, not like Bob's, cause that required seedlings as well, but bioprocessing, no, that's not wood. I don't think. Unlocks processes for understanding ways to kill biters better and to make their remains useful. But I guess we want greenhouses to make wood, and until we have them, we'll just have to cut it down ourselves. Should we just make some tech cards to start with, or should we maybe make sure that we have a supply of iron and copper first? Let's do that. Which means we need some stone as well. How large are these deposits? 1.8 million, 900, 1.3 million. Okay, not too bad, I guess. It's my stone just up here. I think it's faster to just go for these stones. None of them has any coal, unfortunately. But hey, at least we have a useful use for our wood that we mine at the beginning. So we of course need some stone furnaces, sorry. And let's just get some iron started, I guess. Do we want to spend our wood on that, or do we want to go mine some? I guess we'll mine some and then put up some drills to keep a supply for us. With one we should be able to get this started. I guess we might as well mine the wood instead. That is something we'll have to do eventually to get some more space around here. Good. Do we have longer reach than usual? This seems a bit far, but maybe that's just me. Let's go fuel these the iron production. we need more stone for more furnaces then. Where are the nearest stones? I guess we don't need to go too crazy with burner mining drills. As we have power already, so could just get some electric mining drills maybe. Let's take... oh wait. Oh, we have to set recipes. That sucks a bit, to be honest. But I guess it's useful in other cases. Let's grab some more coal. Let's just make a couple of these. Seems like we have bigger stacks here as well. I think coal only goes to 50 normally. So we have some stone supplies. Oh, slow iron production. And only gives us 5 plates for 10 ore. Okay. Good to know, I guess. Let's take everything. So, all this down here. I guess we can just set these assemblers up to make us build and whatever else we need to begin with. Will this give us anything? Apparently, well, yeah, it did. Okay. So we have some good storage there. If we wanted to make this into build production, I guess we need automatic or electric mining drills for that first. Which would mean that we needed this, I guess. No, not that. Crusher. Stone processing. Basic fluid handling. Automatic tech cards. Electric mining drill. I guess that's a bit further away then. Oh yeah, it's out there. So what does these take? Automation cores and blank tech cards. I guess we should start doing this. I guess we don't really need the belts to begin with then. Or do we? Do we want to set up automatic smelting with this stuff? These burner miners? I don't think so. But I guess we do have to go a bit more ham with them then anyway. As they'll be our main supply of resources for a good while. But unfortunately, that's all we have time for in this episode. So thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.